it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share the next row of blocks in our Harbor Row Quilt Along. I'm super excited to be talking about the flowers today. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks, and we really are moving along with this quilt along. It's been really fun. I also want to make a quick mention that a week from today, next Thursday, we're going to have a little bit different style of video go up. We're going to try a little short format video, and it will be about binding. So just want to let you know to watch for that a week from today, and also leave us a comment when you do watch that video and let us know what you think about that format. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this month we are making the flower blocks, and you will need to make 5 of them. And I used 5 different fabrics, 2 different pinks, 2 different reds, and the 1 orange. I did use the same yellow print in the centers of all of them, but again, you don't have to do that. And I'm not going to talk about the stems because we talked about them last week when we made the tulip blocks. So I'm just going to talk about the flowers. You're going to make 4 different units, and each unit will have a yellow, a green, and 2 whites. And we're going to use the easy corner triangle method. So we're going to make 4 of the units, as I mentioned, but 2 of them are going to be mirror images of each other. So here are 2 different units. So you can see that we've got the whites on the top and the yellows and the greens. And I've actually sewed 2 of the other pieces together already. But these are the 4 units that will make up our flower block. Now, just one thought, if you don't want to put the green on, you could put white in those places. I just kind of liked how the green ran into the stems. But again, that's totally up to you. So that's why I had you do the green small squares here, because I just thought it kind of attached to the stems in a cute kind of way. But again, totally up to you. But anyway, you're just going to add these, and you'll notice that I have them pressed different ways. And that is because I want the seams to nest. I'll show you this one. Since that one went toward the yellow, this one went toward the red, so that those 2 could nest. And again up here, this one was pressed toward the red, and this one was pressed toward the white, so that those seams nested when I sewed them together. And then I did sew the seams between these 2 units. I did press the seam open. So you're going to make 4 units. They all have 2 whites, a green, and a yellow, but you really do need to be careful about your placement. I'm going to head over to the sewing machine now, and I'm going to actually first sew these 2 units together, and I've already got them pressed so that those seams will nest. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew it to this unit. So I'll go ahead and do that and be right back with the finished flower unit. Okay, so I've got it put together now, so you can see how important it really is to have those yellow pieces and the green pieces in the correct places. And they are a little different, so you just have to make sure you lay those pieces out and place them correctly. I'll go ahead and show you the back, and you can see where I pressed out and pressed in so that everything would nest, and so that I could just get that block as flat as possible. And it will be super cute lined up with the leaf and stem units. That leaf unit will, or the stem here will just line up with the middle of those. I did want to show you a couple other things in case you missed my works in progress video. I did make this really cute mini quilt. I'm calling it the Harbor Row Quilt Mini because it utilizes blocks from our Harbor Row quilt. So I just want to make sure, I know not everyone watches works in progress, but if you're doing this Harbor sew along, this is another option for you. I made 4 of the stem and leaf units. I made 1 of each type of flower. I made 2 basket blocks and a star. But there are other pieces in the quilt that would also work. For example, if you didn't want to do the star, you could put a house in the middle. Or you could do 3 flowers like we made today, 3 stems and 3 tulips. Or you could do 3 stars and 3 houses and 3 baskets. You could really do whatever you want to do. Since these blocks are all interchangeable, it would be a really, really just fun project. Now I do have a little pamphlet that kind of tells you how to put it all together and what I did and what pages from the pattern. You'll find all the cutting instructions, but again, really you just need this pattern. You could probably figure out how to put that together on your own. But just a thought as we're going along, and maybe you have some practice blocks and don't want to put them into your row quilt, you might want to save them. I'm actually going to be able to make another mini just from the blocks I'm making to show you. I've got 5 here now. I just need 4 more. But anyway, just a thought for another project with this row quilt. Okay, and just to give you a little bit of advanced information, next month we will do the baskets. We've got suns, baskets, and stars left. And there are smaller pieces, frankly, in all 3 rows. I really tried to figure out which row would be easiest for you to do next. The suns do have these large squares, but they also have quarter square triangles, which are a little bit more difficult if you're a beginner than half square triangles or flying geese. So we're going to do the suns last. The stars have little flying geese and easy corners like we've been doing, but they're tiny too. So I think we're going to do the baskets next, and because it's just half square triangles, but I am going to have some really great tips for you for sewing with these smaller half square triangles. And I just got done teaching at a couple retreats how to make those basket blocks. So I feel like let's go ahead and do the basket blocks. It was so fun to see them all get finished up. And I hope you're enjoying this sew along. It was fun. I actually talked to some of you who are sewing along when I was at our in-person events and that are doing the Harbor sew along. And so just keep sewing. I know that you have 5 flowers to make this month and also those stem and leaf units. But get ready next month for the baskets. I think they'll go together a little bit quicker than you might think. Okay, so that's it for our June block, or row, I guess I should say, for the Harbor row quilt along. Have fun making your 5 cute little flower blocks and the stem and leaves. If you didn't make them already with last month's tulip blocks, you'll have to make those together. And they just go together in the cutest row. Just want to say one thing too. I did see a comment. I can't remember if it was on my blog or on YouTube, but I did see a comment about someone who mentioned that I believe it was their tulip row wasn't the same length as their house row or their flying geese row. Don't worry about that yet. Let's wait and get all the rows done, and then when I talk about putting your quilt together, I will give several different ideas for what you can do if your rows don't come out all exactly the same. And really there is a good likelihood that your rows will, some of them will be maybe a little bigger or a little smaller. We'll just have to see how much that difference is, and I'll have different plans for you depending on how those work out. But thank you so much for sewing along, and don't forget, next Thursday we do have a short video that will be up on YouTube. Let us know what you think about that. And if you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.